easier to do with two hands. Look at that. What's up, everybody? Sonoran Scale Studios got the WL Toys 144001 on the backyard track. 2S pack charged up and in it. Gonna see what this thing can do. I've had it around a couple times before, but haven't thrown any video together, so let's see what we can get for you. Alright, it is time. Time to start out by flipping this thing back up on its wheels and seeing if we can actually get some run footage. Alright, so as you can see, the track is insanely dusty. Yesterday there was a glimmer of hope for rain. I was in the Razor and ran over to the store, actually got a little bit of rain on the windshield and was hoping that it was going to make it a couple more miles to the house, but the clouds broke up, dissipated before they hit the mountains, and here we are still in drought. So these are far from the best conditions to be testing anything on. It is a dust bowl, as you can see. But this WL Toys 144001, with it being four-wheel drive, it handles it quite well considering its size. Considering the fact that it's got a 550 can motor in such a tiny little package makes it an absolute rocket. I do find it to be, I wouldn't say unstable in the air, but it is not as predictable or controllable in the air as some of my other buggies. Now, the reason for that, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not sure if it's weight distribution. I'm not sure if it could even be the diff fluids that they're using and the power distribution from front to back. But I do find it to be a bit erratic and a bit unpredictable as to what it's going to do in the air. It does fly quite well. As you can see, it'll easily clear these double jumps that were designed for tent scale rigs. No problem. So, it is not lacking in the power department. I would say that with its small platform and massive power to size ratio, it does make it a bit uncontrollable at times. As well, it could benefit from a little more aggressive lugs in the tread pattern on the tires. However, if the track was maintained and had the proper moisture levels that it normally would have, these would hook up really well. So I really cannot fault those. Got some trouble here doing a little landscaping and hedging work with it, but it takes it. No damage done. And back at it goes. I would say, as far as an entry level getting into a race grade, this is not a true race grade buggy. It is hobby grade, and it is bordering on what you'd be getting into if you wanted to get into a race grade buggy. So if you have a new user or a young user and you're not ready to invest the type of money into a race buggy, this would be a good place to start. I really don't think that you can go wrong here. For the money, anytime that I've wanted to complain about this car, I have to remind myself of how much it cost. And when you take that into consideration, it really does make a lot of its shortcomings more easy to swallow, and makes it a lot easier to take, and makes it a lot easier to accept. Really, the aftermarket for this platform is huge. I know plenty of people love to use this platform for speed runs. There are people that are using this platform for a basher. There are people that are using it for a comp buggy. And really, our intentions as a family are to add a couple more of these to our collection and be running them head to head, as I feel they'd be a heck of a lot of fun on a backyard track. So if you're someone that's already in the hobby and looking to expand your collection, you already likely know that this is one that's worth your money and worth your time, to at least to take a look. If you're new to the hobby and you don't want to get burned by buying, a lot of these Chinese products you can pick up on Amazon or eBay for sub $100 ready to run. They're going to test your patience because you're going to get 2 or 3 runs out of them. You're going to get some poor results, likely some broken parts, and then you're going to find that replacements are nearly impossible to get a hold of. Not the case here. The WL Toys 144001. This thing is a great beginner buggy to start anybody out on. So initial impressions of the WL Toys 144001 are good. My expectations were high and they seem to have been met. The durability seems excellent. This thing has been upside down plenty of times. And thus far, everything has held up well, with exception to, and this is minor, it can be fixed, and I believe they can be replaced with a beefier option, is these drive shafts seem to be made out of a pretty soft metal. It's not so obvious on the camera as it is in person. However, both rear drive shafts did experience pretty significant bending during this initial run. I'll pop them out and pound them back straight, but I will be looking for some stronger grade alloy. I'm sure there are plenty of aftermarkets available. Everything else held up well. Front drive shafts seemed good. I did look at some slow-mo footage after the fact, and there was one particular landing where it came down really hard on both rear wheels and kind of the wing. I'm quite confident that was when the bend took place. I think the flex of everything just, it kind of flexes with it and allowed that bend to happen. It could be worse, and again, anytime that I feel like complaining about this thing, I have to remind myself of its initial cost. The fact that you're getting multiple LiPo batteries with it, everything that you need out of the box. It's 4-wheel drive. It's made out of a good amount of metal. It's got an aluminum alloy chassis that is actually quite strong. I put a straight edge on there, and it is straight as an arrow still. So really, overall, no complaints. Any complaints that I could have are negated by its price point. Anybody looking for a low-cost, entry-level 4-wheel drive buggy, this is one to check out. It's been around for a while. It's time-tested. It has been, put through the paces by a lot of different users, and they have tweaked this thing. You're getting a lot of motor in a small package. It's a lot of fun. It can get a bit erratic at times, and it might be a little too much power actually for its size. However, it is a heck of a lot of fun, and I look forward to using it more in the future. I have more future videos of this coming. I plan on going brushless with this setup and doing some speed runs. In addition to more track time, we'd like to pick up another or 2 as a family, get some actual races going with the WL Toys 144001. I think it'll be a blast. Stay tuned. As always, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.